This is Business Class on Your Money.
Hi, I'm James Wilkinson and welcome to Business Class. Today's show is coming to you from Hong Kong. Before we check into some of our favourite spots around town, here's this week's travel news. In travel news this week, the Qantas Group has achieved record levels of revenue for the first quarter of fiscal year 2019, up 6.3% compared with the same period last year. Group unit revenue for the quarter increased by 5.4% compared to the prior corresponding period, substantially offsetting higher fuel charges. The airline said the strong revenue performance also helped partially offset a rise in non-fuel costs, such as higher commissions paid to travel agents on the higher revenue and the impact of a weaker Australian dollar. Qantas has also announced a multi-million-dollar investment in a new first-class lounge and an expansion of the airline's existing business-class lounge at Singapore's Changi Airport. With development due to start in April 2019, the Singapore First Lounge will offer seating for 240 customers, a luxurious design, and premium a la carte dining with Asian-inspired menus. The existing business lounge, which opened in 2013, will also be expanded. Combined, the first and business lounges will offer seating for more than 800 customers. Set to open towards the end of 2019, the new First Lounge will be designed to suit the specific needs of transit travellers, with shower facilities, a cocktail bar, open kitchen, and menu offerings reflecting the best of Singapore's vibrant dining culture. The lounge will join Sydney, Melbourne and Los Angeles as Qantas ports with a dedicated first-class lounge. The airline also used its first quarter update to reveal the airline's 9 remaining Boeing 747-400s will be steadily phased out by the end of calendar year 2020. 2 additional 787-9s will also be delivered in November this year, taking its total Dreamliner fleet to 8. Across the Tasman, Air New Zealand's AirPoints program is celebrating 3 million members. The AirPoints program was first introduced in 1989 as the Frequent Traveller Club and has evolved over the past 19 years to become one of the most rewarding frequent flyer and coalition loyalty programs in New Zealand. As well as earning AirPoints dollars and status points when members fly with Air New Zealand and other airline partners, members can earn at more than 60 retail and service partners on the ground and at over 150 online retailers through the AirPoints Mall. In hotel news, TFE Hotels has announced it will open an impressive new Vibe Hotel in Adelaide. The hotel will feature 118 guest rooms, a lap pool and rooftop restaurants and bar, offering panoramic views of the city. The building's sculptural facade and crafted detailing will make it one of the city's most eye-catching new attractions when it opens in 2020. Inside the 18-storey glass-fronted tower, travellers will find open-plan guest bathrooms with large bathtubs and full-height windows to take in views to the north and the south. There will also be an open-plan ground-floor restaurant and bar and a gymnasium. Located in the eastern quarter of Adelaide City, the new hotel will be close to Rundle and Hutt Streets and minutes from Rundle Mall, Victoria Square, Adelaide Casino and the Convention Centre precinct. In the United States, Hilton has announced the launch of Motto by Hilton, its newest affordable lifestyle brand that will empower guests by giving them the freedom to create their own experiences in the world's most sought-after cities. As Hilton approaches its 100th anniversary next year, it continues to pioneer the hospitality landscape with a new brand to address the needs and desires of the evolving global traveller. Here's what you can expect.
For the past century, Hilton has innovated the travel experience. Today, as a new, more connected traveller emerges, our next innovation is tailored to them. A hotel brand connected to each city, like the mantra that defines it. It's called Motto, a micro-hotel that puts people in the city neighbourhoods they want to be, at an incredible value, all over the world. Motto delivers the lifestyle hotel experience, backed by the world's most iconic hospitality brand, a launchpad for those who know how to explore a city, and a space to bounce back. Anchored by a commons that brings in the neighbourhood, a cafe, bar and workspace for locals and guests alike. that sparks expedition and connection by day and captures the scene at night. With all-day grab-and-go food and drink, quick mobile check-in and out, and hosts in the know to point out the city's hidden gems. Guest rooms as efficient as their occupants, designed to fit an entire group or become a blissful refuge for one. With convenience built in, like connected room, TV, lights and climate control all from an app, and the ability to tune out sound and light for an elevated sleep experience. Curated for simplicity, tailored for human connection. So no matter when, where, or for how long, there's a space to return to again and again. Welcome to Motto.
The Carlisle Hotel has opened its doors in Brisbane. The new 175-room boutique hotel from TFE Hotels is located in the heart of the James Street precinct, and it features a lobby bar, a Greek restaurant and a pool deck with cabanas. The pool deck is also home to a spa and a technologically advanced gym. The hotel is also home to some of Australia's most sought-after fashion labels, including Dion Lee, Basique, Beck & Bridge and Love Stories. The hotel's 175 designer guest rooms include 9 suites and 2 premier suites. Each has been designed with the ultimate guest experience in mind, with an individual balcony, Bluetooth soundbar, motorised blackout blinds, 55-inch flat-screen televisions and complimentary new release movies. In Sydney, the Westin Hotel is set to become a Fullerton Hotel, with the property's Singaporean owners taking over management from Marriott in October 2019. The hotel will be rebranded the Fullerton Hotel Sydney, and it will sit alongside the company's 2 Singaporean hotels, the Fullerton and the Fullerton Bay Hotel. The hotels have a lot in common, as like Sydney, the Fullerton Hotel Singapore's building was previously home to the country's General Post Office. In aviation news, Singapore Airlines has launched the world's longest commercial flight between Singapore and New York. Operated by the all-new Airbus A350-900 ULR, the 18-hour route from Singapore to New Jersey's Newark Airport will initially be served 3 times weekly, departing Singapore on Monday, Thursday and Saturday. Daily operations will commence on October 18, after an additional A350-900 ULR aircraft enters service. Singapore Airlines is the world's first customer for the new A350-900 ULR, with 7 firm orders with Airbus. The aircraft are configured in a 2-class layout, with 67 business class seats and 94 premium economy class seats. The aircraft will also be used for new non-stop flights between Singapore and Los Angeles, which are set to be launched on November 2. Still on aviation, and Etihad Airways has named Sydney and Melbourne as the next airports in the global rollout of new lounge brand The House, recently launched by the airline in partnership with Number One Lounges. Eligible customers of Etihad Airways and those of its partner airline Virgin Australia travelling through Sydney will be able to experience The House from Tuesday, October 23, while the new upgraded lounge experience will open for customers departing Melbourne on Saturday, October 27. MasterCard has just released its latest Global Destinations Index, and to find out where Aussies are travelling nowadays, we spoke to the company's head of Australasia, Richard Warmold.
So MasterCard's been running the Global Destination Cities report for nearly 10 years now, and we take our data together with a whole bunch of third-party data from tourism agencies, governments, and we use it to look at where tourists are travelling to, which cities are growing, which are declining, what kind of things customers are doing when they're travelling overseas, and it's some really interesting findings this year.
And if you look at where Aussies are travelling, where do we want to go and where have we been going to?
So even a year before the Rugby World Cup, we're seeing Japan is a really growing destination for Aussies and actually for customers across Asia. We've seen some of the cities in Japan growing 30% year on year, and I think it's going to go even more, gangbusters next year in 2019.
And you look at that opportunity, obviously, with the Rugby World Cup, it's obviously, like we said before, it's a lot of people going up for 3 or 4 days, so from a spending point of view, it's going to be obviously a pretty popular spot.
I think it's going to be really popular next year. We're a sponsor of the Rugby World Cup and have been for the last couple of sessions as well, and I think Japan will do a fantastic job organising it.
And if you look at sort of the index of what you've just put out, obviously Bangkok has been on top for a few years now, and other parts of Thailand now for Aussies as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this year's report really shows the rise of Asia. 5 of the top 10 cities were in Asia. Bangkok was the most visited city with nearly 20 million visitors arriving over the last year. It's held that position actually for the last 3 years. And when you look at the rest of Asia, the growth rates of Asian countries are way above those in the rest of the world. So if we go back to the beginning of the index, we only had 2 Asian cities in the top 10. Now there are 5. You look ahead, I wouldn't be surprised to see if actually Asia dominates the index in the coming years.
And if you look at what's happening now from a technology standpoint, we're getting even more cashless as a society, aren't we?
We are, and Australians are leading the way on that, actually. We're one of the most advanced markets for payments technology. I mean, we see that over 90% of all the transactions in our network, people are just tapping their card and using contactless and loving it. And the next generation of development behind that will be using your watch, using your ring, using your mobile phone with Apple Pay, and I think that will really take off next year.
Do you think we're a bit of a slow starter here in Australia with some of that technology? Are we still just getting used to tapping our card everywhere?
I actually think Aussies are really early adopters of technology. We've seen that in so many different sectors. And if you look at the US market, they're actually leading in many ways with some technologies, lots of great technology companies. But actually consumer adoption of those technologies is much slower than in Australia.
Coming up after the break, we check out one of Asia's newest co-working spaces and go high-flying in business class on British Airways.
We'll be back with more Business Class on Your Money, and be sure to check out yourmoney.com.au. And now, more Business Class on Your Money.
British Airways recently enhanced its Club World Business Class offering, and it's now one of the best in the sky. Here's what you can expect. British Airways' new Club World Business Class enhancements, which include new bedding and meal offerings, are now available on flights between London Heathrow, Singapore and Sydney. The enhancements are part of the airline's investment plan of more than £600 million in Club World Business Class. Travellers can now expect a new restaurant-style premium dining service, with display trolleys allowing customers to select dishes from a choice of freshly prepared starters and desserts. Through the airline's partnership with The White Company, the iconic British retailer is supplying bedding and amenity kits in the airline's Club World Business cabin. The new bedding includes a luxuriously soft large pillow and white cotton pillowcase to enhance customers' comfort and help them to sleep better in the sky. Customers will also receive a super soft woven blanket with satin trim, a luxury duvet and a padded mattress cover to provide them with an extra layer of comfort and improve their quality of sleep. The new Club World Business Class amenity kits come in an elegantly designed bag from The White Company and contain products from the retailer's Restore and Relax Spa collection. All flights from Australia land at British Airways' award-winning home at London Heathrow Terminal 5. All premium customers can enjoy the facilities at the Arrivals Lounge, which include showers, breakfast and complimentary Elemis spa treatments. Customers can then enjoy champagne at the Galleries Club lounges on their departure. British Airways is investing £4.5 billion for customers over the next 5 years, kitting out 128 long-haul aircraft with new interiors and taking delivery of 72 new aircraft. For bookings, visit ba.com. One of the newest co-working spaces in Asia is called CAFNU, and it's soon coming to Sydney. Here's what it's all about. Andy, thanks so much for your time today. We're here at the CAFNU in Hong Kong. Tell us about this great concept.
Well, let me tell you, CAFNU basically is, from a physical perspective, taking the best elements from a social club, a boutique hotel, and I guess the workspace, the shared workspace. If you look at combining all those 3 elements in an integrated fashion, ultimately that is what CAFNU is. It's membership-based. It is a concept that we're growing very, very rapidly through leases throughout Asia Pacific. And it's really trying to build a community of like-minded members, getting them together wherever they are, wherever they travel to.
Now, if you look at the concept of CAFNU, you've got, in some of them, you've got places to meet, places to work, but also some you've got places to sleep.
Absolutely. Those are some of the elements I was alluding to from an accommodation perspective. We think that in each major city that we want to be present in with a Kafnu, we want to have at least one Kafnu hub and several Kafnu spokes. A hub really is a larger, fully amenitized Kafnu that will have rooms. In fact, usually around 20 to 30 rooms where people can rest, but they can also stay the night. So absolutely, together with restaurants, together with bars, we want to try and create the right space for people to socialize and get together and I guess learn from each other.
And if you look at the concept now, whereabouts, what cities are you in now and where do you want to be?
Okay. Currently we're in 3 cities, up and operational. So we're here obviously in Hong Kong. We are operational and open in Taipei. We have opened in Bangalore. And literally at the doorstep, next month we're opening in Sydney and Alexandria, which is very exciting. This is obviously the first property in Australia. Then we have coming Ho Chi Minh City. We're going into Vietnam. So by the end of the year, we'll have 5 open with a plan to actually ramp this up really, really quick to about 50 in Asia Pacific.
And more global ambitions beyond Asia as well at some stage?
I would say eventually that is certainly on the cards, but I think we want to obviously make sure that the concept is proven, that we are building a solid portfolio in Asia Pacific, because we know from our members they really want to be not just part of a local Kafnu, but they want to take advantage of Kafnu wherever they go. And as you know, there's lots of inter-regional travel in Asia Pacific, and that's why we think starting to build the platform and the portfolio in Asia Pac makes a lot of sense for us at this stage.
So it's going to become an essential tool for business travelers then?
You could say that, absolutely. I mean, we think it's the place to come, socialize, meet like-minded people. That's really the aim of Kafnu, and that's why we need to be and want to be in all of the capital cities in Asia with more than one property in each of those cities.
So obviously very design-driven spaces as well, aren't they?
Absolutely. We design the space ourselves. We conceptualize. We basically take the bare shell from a landlord and then through a lot of market research figure out exactly the type of facilities we want to put into the space. In many cases, we are putting bespoke facilities into our Kafnus. In Taipei, for instance, we have a green room, we have an audio recording studio, because we know our members in that micro market in Taipei love to use that type of facilities. So wherever we go, we want to make sure that we have the right facility there for our members.
Coming up after the break, we catch up with the best tea sommelier here in Hong Kong and go inside one of the city's coolest new boutique hotels.
We'll be back with more Business Class on Your Money. And now, more Business Class on Your Money.
Boutique Hotel Tuve in the neighbourhood of Tin Hau on Hong Kong Island has quickly become one of the coolest hotels here in this city. Let's go inside. Thanks so much for your time today. We're here at the Tuve Hotel in Hong Kong, and it's quite a bit of a hidden gem here in a very bustling city, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And what are some of your favourite things about the hotel?
The favorite thing about the hotel is I think there's a really big contrast around the neighborhood, and it's such a big contrast from the moment that you walk into the hotel and how it's so different around the neighborhood. It's a modern contrast against like the old cities, and this is the authentic area where we're in. You can see all the historical buildings that was built 200 years ago. And where we are right now, keeping the old authentic buildings, at the same time, we're showing something that is very, very, we have a very interesting concept in the hotel industry, and that is really what's one of my favorite elements that it's contributing to the hotel industry.
And it's a very design-driven hotel with lots of art as well.
Yes, it's very design-driven. The founder themselves, they are both design-related. They graduated from Parsons, and they're very qualified of being one of the mogul for driving the art scenery in the hotel industry.
There's not many hotels like this, even in Asia, is there?
No, that's the whole thing. 7 years ago, we decided we wanted to really challenge the art industry and hotel industry in Hong Kong, and hence we wanted to push forward this whole minimalist concept, which is very rare in Hong Kong.
Yeah, because a lot of the hotels here are very extravagant or glamorous in the city, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're very extravagant and they use very different materials, whereas in here we use very, very simple materials, and we have 5 base melt elements of concrete, steel, brass, wood, and this is how we define luxury. Yeah.
And tell us about the rooms on offer. They're very, very big, spacious bathrooms, I've noticed.
Yeah, because this is to compensate for the fact that some of our the room size. As we all know, Hong Kong is a very, very expensive city with very small rooms, and in order for our customers to enjoy the most of it, we wanted to create a very spacious bathroom so that they will be getting excited about when they're taking a shower.
And it's a very locals area here as well, isn't it? There's not a lot of tourists around this part of Hong Kong.
Yeah, so usually tourists go to places like Central and Causeway Bay, and we decided this is somewhere where we want the tourists to explore, and this is like the local side, and we want them to really explore more, not just in like the main city, but the subsidiaries that's very interesting to explore as well.
Yan To Heen here at Intercontinental Hong Kong's one of the best restaurants in town. It's home to Kelvin Eng, one of the city's best tea sommeliers, and we caught up with him to chat about his very cool job and much more. So you're the tea sommelier here in this beautiful restaurant. Tell us about your job.
Usually we will pairing with the dishes for the guests. For example, the tea is just like the champagne, wine, and the red wine also. For example, the cold dish for appetizer, we also will pairing some light white tea or some green tea as well. And for the heavy dishes, just like the Wagyu beef, as some chicken and the hot and sour dishes, we usually will pair some powerful oolong tea as well. And for dessert, and for maybe at the dinner for the dessert, because we usually will pair some flower tea, because it's a no caffeine tea and a light and sweetness.
And how many different teas do you have here in the restaurant?
Usually we have over 15 kinds of tea, and also have the vintage tea also.
Do you have any favorites?
Yes, my favorite is black tea. Black tea is it's very interesting for the black tea. For example, the pure tea, it can aging 100 years. Then every year is a difference. This is I mean it's a raw pure. It's a no fermentation. Is that so? He will fermentation by air every year. So every year is different, just like the old fine wines. Every year is different. Very interesting.
And obviously different tea goes with different food, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, because the tea and it have some different taste. It's just like the food. So we pairing with the food. We will, when the guests, they order some food, and then I will pairing and with the different kinds of food for the guests, and then suggest the guests to try the different kinds of tea.
And obviously it's different tea for different occasions as well here in Hong Kong as well, isn't there?
Yes, this is the because for the tea sommelier, this now is a very new position in Hong Kong, because the Chinese tea culture also have the 3,000 years history. So now we will serve the tea pairing and with the guests just like the wine pairing, and also have the 6 course, maybe 6 course to 8 course, and we will pairing the different kinds tea. For example, for summer we have the chill tea, the cold oolong tea as well for the starter, and then we'll serve the oolong tea in the middle, and for pairing the meat, and also with the sweetness flower tea, and for the desserts. It's just like the wine pairing.
It's very similar to wine pairing, isn't it? What's the most popular tea here on the menu?
Oh, usually it's, I think that in Hong Kong, maybe the black tea, for example, the pu'er, and the oolong tea, for example, the Tek Guan Yin, and also is very famous. Yeah, but green tea for Longjing also is very popular.
Wonderful. Looking forward to trying some tea tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, that's it from us on Business Class in Hong Kong. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week from Fort Worth in Texas.